WhiskyJason here, Whisky Live Dublin 2024, together with
Paul Corbett, Distillery Manager for Powerscourt Distillery.
Hey, Distillery Manager. I thought you were also now Head Distiller.
Well, that's kind of the blanket term for distiller, blender, master of
all things, yes. Yeah. And sometimes he gets to take the broom and clean the floor.
The power washer, whatever needs doing. Forklift.
Forklift as well. So we're at Fercullen, which is actually Powerscourt.
Sure.
Which is a beautiful, beautiful distillery to visit.
It is.
If you haven't visited Powerscourt, one of the most beautiful park gardens in the world, and smack dab in the middle you have a distillery. Tell us about it. How did that happen?
So the distillery, we've been distilling since 2018. It was the brainchild of two childhood friends, Jerry Ginty and the Gardner family.
Right.
So obviously the estate, absolutely beautiful place, unspoiled, decided to approach the Slasger family who owned the estate. It's where they used to play as kids in the old mill house, and built a distillery.
Very good. So you have triple distillation.
We have, three pot stills, the ability to cut out the middle if we want to do a bit of double, which we have done a small amount of double in the past.
Oh, what do you prefer?
I kind of prefer triple. I like the fruitier kind of style and nature of triple, but there's a place for double as well. A real kind of a cold winter's evening, a heavy double distilled malt.
And longer aged as well, maybe.
Yeah, the heavier flavors from the grain just take a little bit longer in cask.
All right, very good. Your grains, let's talk about that very briefly. Are they basically all from Ireland, or where do you source from?
Yeah, all the grain we use is sourced from Ireland. The estate has a farm itself that grows 100 tons of barley, and we take that 100 ton and use it as the raw barley component of our pot still.
All right. So 100 ton, is that a month worth of production, or what would that be there?
Well, we're mainly focused on single malt, so that 100 ton does our entire run of pot still for the year.
All right, very good. So what's your mash bill for the pot still?
So mainly we've done 60% malt, 40% raw barley. Right. We've also done the opposite.
Yeah. Okay.
We've also done some unusual pot stills. We've done high oat, double crystal malt pot still using only Mango Madness IPA yeast this year.
Okay, that's really weird.
So every between January and March, I'm going to devote a small bit of time, maybe 10 brews, to doing unusual pot stills.
So you get to a week a year, you get to experiment, basically.
Yeah.
That's what most distilleries kind of get. Okay, 1 week a year, go crazy, whatever you want, try, and if it works out, great. If not, we'll just blend it away.
Last year's one was. It was a lower percentage oats. It was 5% oats with 7% chocolate malt.
Oh, okay.
So that's 1 year in barrel now, and it's tasting really good, really chocolatey, and a lot of roasted flavor.
All right.
If you like an espresso, this would be a whiskey. I think will be for you in another 4 years.
4 years. Very, very good. And you have plans for next year already? You have a long list, I'm sure.
I'm planning on maybe doing, and then every year after, doing another pot still, unusual pot still around Christmas. Distilling it around Christmas, and then every year doing a special release of this pot still. I think maybe something along the lines of an imperial red with a bit of rye in it, to be almost like spicy, like a Christmas cake. And put that fully mature in some sherry. It'll be a very Christmassy kind of themed pot still.
I'm hearing you have a beer brewer's background a little bit.
I originally I did the master distiller and brewer course in Watt. And originally I would have always been home brewing. So I did. I enjoy a beer. I don't think that's any secret.
But it shows with your mash bill constellation there. There's a little bit of a influence from that. Very good. Casks, a lot of first fill bourbon, a lot of sherry. What else do you have at the moment?
The list goes
on. It's long.
All the sherries, the white port, tawny port, ruby port, Madeira, Marsala, mezcal. We have a lot of beer barrels we get from local breweries. It goes on.
Some rum, I'm sure, as well.
We have Caribbean rum and blackstrap rum. I'm just currently getting a lot of different fruit brandies from the US. So some barrels I haven't used before, like a cherry brandy. So
I know. It's like apricot brandy. I never even knew we had apricot brandy until Kilhoan did one. It's like, oh, that's delicious. And then Seagrass did it as well in the States. So barrel. Very good, very good. All right, so experimental, great. Now, water. Let's talk about water. Some people like hard water, some distilleries like soft water. What do you have, and what's an importance for that for the Fercullen brand and for the Powerscourt Distillery?
So the water we have in the estate, we use it. It is quite high in iron and manganese.
Oh, okay.
A little bit too high, actually.
Right.
So it does have a slight bit of metallic note to it.
Right.
We stripped that back slightly, but it is still quite hard. It gives a lot of a fuller taste. Also, it has some salts. So if your water is high in, say, calcium and magnesium, it's akin to almost like adding salt to something. Again, from being craft brewer background, add a lot of calcium sulfate to their mashes because it brings out the taste of the hops. It's the same with water in distillation. A little bit of calcium is like a pinch of salt to the whiskey.
All right, interesting. Now, I've always been told in Kentucky, iron is the worst thing that can happen to a whiskey ever. And you just said you bring it down a little bit. Why not bring it down, try to filter it out entirely, completely?
Well, I don't want to kind of make the water completely neutral.
Right.
I want this water to be the taste of Powerscourt.
Right. All right.
Make it completely unique.
All right. So that means if I would take out the iron, I'd take out everything then, basically.
You're taking out a bit of what makes Powerscourt unique.
See, all right. I did not expect this interesting answering for water. Sometimes I get some very, very simple answers. Sometimes I get some great answers. Thank you for that. Now let's talk about your core range here. If you're still there and watching after this geeky moment. So let's talk about your own juice.
Yep.
And then we can talk about what you still have left of the source products.
Sure. So we're tasting 6 whiskeys today. It's kind of 3 using our own liquid and 3 that are still sourced. So the first one is our Fercullen Falls.
Yep. I'm just bringing it a little bit closer.
So this is a blended whiskey, 50% our own malt and 50% grain whiskey from Great Northern Distillery. 5% of that grain is virgin American oak. So it's still a high malt content for a blend, but then you do get more again of the Powerscourt character in the blend, which is what I really want to bring Powerscourt to the fore. The second whiskey is our single malt. 100% bourbon barrel, no finish on it. Very happy with the spirit in the distillery. It's got a lot of apple, orchard fruits, and then vanilla custard from the bourbon barrel.
So your inaugural release was released at what price in Ireland?
This is 55.
It was like 49 in Germany for an inaugural release. I was like, wait, something's wrong here. It should be 490, and you went for 49. Excellent.
Yeah, well, there's no finish because I'm so happy with the spirit. I don't want to mask it behind like a heavy fortified wine or anything like that. And the price is because we want as many people to enjoy it as possible.
Very, very good. And now this over here?
This is the third of the estate series. So the first was a single grain, the second was a blend, and this third one is 100% Powerscourt single malt, 50% bourbon barrel, and then 50% is fully matured in Amarone barrels.
I love the concept that you did here with this. Unfortunately, I did not have all my different bottles at the same time. I was like, okay, and then the next one, and then I wish I had all 3 now.
Yeah, look, they're rare now.
I know.
The first 2.
So very good. So what's coming next? Can you say that before we go to the products?
So we will be doing another series to replace the estate series.
I'm smart enough that I'll buy 2 bottles, and then one I'll share and one I'll keep to open up and have a complete set at the end.
And again, it will be all Powerscourt liquid. So we want to focus now on, we're going since 2018, so our malt is starting to get, a little bit older, so we really want to concentrate on that. All right. We still also have some of our source liquids. So 15-year-old is kind of the new big brother of what was the 10-year-old. Only difference with this is we've taken 50% of the liquid and put it into refilled Madeira barrels. So not first filled Madeira barrels. It doesn't have big red fruits you will get with Madeira, but it adds almost more of a tropical note to it.
So always my crowd favorite here.
21, yes. So this is the 2023 release of the 21. There will be a 24 version coming later this year.
Will there be a 2025?
There will.
Okay, so one day you run out. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it'll probably another, I would say, 5 years.
5 years, all right.
Yeah.
You haven't
These are limited bottles.
Right, I know, but still, all right.
Except the age might have to go up, you know?
Oh, yeah, you're right as well, because after 5 years, it's going to be 25-year-old. Very good, very good.
So most of the liquid actually in this would be 22 now.
What I was going to say, 22, 23 probably. All right, and last but not least, we have here just your cask.
We have a cask.
I don't know, this is new. What's this? For me, at least.
This is a 13-year-old single grain.
Yeah.
It's cask strength and finished for about a year and a half in an imperial stout barrel from a local brewery called Oh Brother. It's their Opus 1 stout.
56.6% ABV. Yeah. Very nice after color, but yet, wow. Okay, very, very good. So, you've been now at the distillery for 2 years?
2 years in July, yeah.
2 years in July, very, very good. What have you changed?
I haven't changed the single malt at all, because when I started, the first thing I did was taste the spirits and taste the barrels.
Yep. Taste, and figure things out.
It was a good 2 weeks.
Right.
A good way to start a new job, I guess. Haven't changed it at all.
Right.
Exactly the same. It was perfect the way it was.
Yeah, great.
With the pot still is where I've innovated. So like I said, we've done a chocolate malt one. We've done kind of the IPA inspired one this year. And we did another crystal malt one the year before.
Right.
So the only other changes that are going to be coming soon is we're going to add some capacity to the distillery.
All right. How are you going to do that? Is it more washbacks first?
Washbacks is the main maker.
Okay.
So we'll do about 330,000 LAs this year.
Right.
It's as close to the capacity on what we have without more washbacks.
Right.
Add more washbacks, you possibly go up to a little shy of 1 million LAs.
Oh, okay, that's a big...
If you really wanted to go 24/7.
Are you running one shift at the moment or two?
We do 2 shifts 2 days a week and 1 shift the other weekdays. We don't do any weekends.
All right, very good. So you're 1 shift with 2 extra shifts a week. Now you're going to move up to 2 shifts 7 days a week?
We'll probably then you do 13 brews, 13 wash stills, and then take 1 shift for cleaning.
Cleaning, exactly, yeah. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
There's no room in the mill house for those wash.
Yeah, no, there is.
Oh, you figured it out.
Are
you going to stack them, or what are you going to do?
It had been thought of at the start. So the bund is big enough to take 2 more.
Right. Yeah.
We can move the 2 singles we have at the front. We can shift those down to the right.
Yeah, I have that. Right.
And there's space for 2 more doubles there.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. Wow. That's good. And that will happen this year or next year?
It'll probably be next year.
Next year. All right.
This year we are putting in a lot of racking in the warehousing. So all the cask owners, I think like yourself, we'll be putting those barrels onto a nice racking where everyone can walk up to them and sample them. Even nicer than the ones that are there already.
Good. I was pleased with the way it was, but that's even better there. All right. Very good. WhiskyJason here. That's great. Thank you very much. Together with
Paul Corbett from Powerscourt Distillery.
Bye-bye.
Bye.